Hi there, Michael Lessening with another ABC Transcription Tools demo. I've added some new features to the custom instrument builder to make it even faster and easier to create custom instruments. And I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this for you with a small number of samples from a mandolin here. And you can see that it's gone ahead and found the range and the starting note and figured out all the placeholders it needs to create. You'll see now that there's a new button next to each of the files you brought in that lets you play it. So for example, we can play the C4. And with these in place, I can go ahead and export the custom instrument. I'm going to set the volume scale to 2, and I'm going to set the default instrument release time to 200 just for this guy. And we'll go ahead and export it. Custom instrument, we'll just call this mandolin. And it's done. So now to try out the instrument, I'll switch to the ABC Transcription Tools. I'll find that custom instrument in the downloads directory and I'll just drop it on the work area. And I'll assign it to instrument 1. We'll say done, gives me some confirmation. And we'll go ahead and play all of the notes. So in creating a custom instrument, for each of the note files, it's very important that the sounds start right at the beginning of the file with no silence or gaps at the beginning. If there are any gaps or silence, it'll mess with the timing when you actually use that instrument. I've added a new feature to the custom instrument builder that will automatically find and trim any silence at the beginning of the file. And it'll allow you to set a threshold, and any sounds below that threshold will be trimmed off the front of the file. And to demonstrate this, I'm going to use kind of an unusual set of samples here. This is just me speaking some words. And I'm going to play these without the trim leading silence, and what you'll hear is that there's a long delay before I actually start speaking.
This is a test.
So you can hear that there was a couple seconds of delay at the very beginning, and that's actually some silence that I injected into those files. So now if you just check this box that says trim leading silence and apply it, you'll hear that these will start immediately when I click the button.
This is a test.
And then if I go ahead and export this as a custom instrument, we'll just call this speech. And I'll bring that into the transcription tools. Again, this is kind of an unusual instrument, but I think it'll get the point across. And I'll play this same set again, but I'll slow it down a little bit so you can hear the words. And you'll hear now that the words start immediately at the beginning of the note.
This is test.
So what this makes possible, for example, is that you could use something like the Voice Memos app on your phone to record just a few notes of your instrument, then transfer those recordings over to your computer and give them the correct names for the pitches. So for example, G4, C5, whatever. You could then bring those samples into the custom instrument builder, check the box labeled Trim Leading Silence, and it will take care of cleaning up the start of all of those samples, giving you a nice clean start for each of the notes on the instrument. And then you can export the custom instrument and use it in the transcription tools. So I think these are two exciting new features of the custom instrument builder. Specifically, I think having the ability to have the tool trim the leading silence from the samples for you is something that's going to make it much easier for most people to create their custom instruments without ever having to bring them into an audio editor like Adobe Audition or Audacity.